Are you draining your marriage and you don't even know it? Well, we're going to talk about a sexless marriage and the damage that it really causes. But first, thanks so much for joining me today. I'm Mary Whitman Ortiz, Christian relationship coach and sex educator. And I love to help couples create great intimacy in their marriage because that is God's design. That is a part of His gift for you. And when you're not opening that gift and celebrating it and enjoying it, well, we have to figure out why, because it's good and we want to get back to that place. So if this resonates with you, check in every Friday. We have new videos. You can like and subscribe, do all the things, and follow us right here. So a sexless marriage, is that such a big deal? I mean, it just means you're not having sex, right? If that was only the problem, then, maybe people could get away with it, but there is so much happening. It's not just the absence of sex, it is the presence of some lies and some things that are taking you places that you're probably not aware of. So when your marriage is sexless, and the statistic is that is 0 times in a year. That's no sex. Low sex would be like 10 times in a year. But when your marriage is sexless, here are some of the things that are going on. Maybe you've lived through this. You've lost your bond. You don't feel close anymore. You don't feel united. You don't feel like strong in us. So that is a significant undercurrent. What else? You're actually out of God's blessing and His flow of love and goodness because you have chosen not to participate in what God has given you to enjoy in marriage. So you've taken yourself out of that alignment, and that exposes you to some things. Here is what might be happening. At this place, we're being selfish, you're not taking responsibility, and you have removed yourself from God's path. That is, in essence, inviting lies. You have brought a lot of this on yourself by not doing work. This place of lies can increase your dissatisfaction. And if you're dissatisfied in your marriage or you're bored, that can lead to acting out. So a lot of couples that might have a season of sexlessness, it doesn't stop there. It gets worse and can cause you to look outside of your marriage, because looking outside of your marriage ends up being just an escape from what you're going through right now. So there's not a shortcut. You either do the work or you end up with a greater problem than you have right now. So I want to give you some tips so you don't have to stay at that place and don't have to perpetuate that cycle. Here are some questions for you to ask. And the whole premise is that God's original design for sexual intimacy in marriage is that it is mutually satisfying and respectful. So that's our goal. That's our standard. That's what we're going towards. How do you make that happen? Ask these questions. Number 1, do you want to be proactive or powerless? Proactive means I am going to be intentional. I'm going to do the work. I'm going to find out, how did it get to this place? Why aren't we talking about it? Those are super powerful steps for you. A second question, do you trust God for everything but your sex life? People are like, I don't imagine that I can even have those thoughts, much less those prayers. But God's not embarrassed. He designed it for you. So being able to trust God with your sex life is what He wants for you. And a third question, did you know that not pursuing God's goodness is actually a sign that you don't love yourself? You don't love yourself. Because if you loved yourself, you would know, I want what's good for me, for my spouse, for our marriage, and that would mean doing some of this work so we get out of this place of sexlessness. And I have something to help you with that. It is the Limitless Intimacy app. You can download it free, your Apple Store, Google Play Store. And on this app, I have conversation starters. I have a 5-day marriage challenge. I have an ebook. What does God say about sex? I have a webinar, how to be happy and healthy in your marriage. All of those resources are waiting for you at your fingertips. So I invite you to check out the Limitless Intimacy app and get your marriage out of this place of sexlessness. Because remember, when your marriage thrives, everything in life thrives.